Is a
lubricant remover.
lubricant remover.
That's a great answer.
It's not really a British accent, but it's her interpretation of a British accent. And who's to say what's real and what isn't? This is Yara's world and we're all just living in it, frankly. Hello, everyone, and welcome back for some more Drag Race gossip, secrets, and drama. So I'm here for a slightly different type of video today. I did talk about this a while ago, but I said that I wanted to do a video reacting to British accents that have been done by non-British people on Drag Race. So I found a video on YouTube that was uploaded by Still Watching Netflix called When RuPaul's Drag Race Queens Go British, and it was uploaded 3 years ago. So it's kind of old, but it's a little bit of a compilation of lots of different times non-British queens have done British accents on Drag Race. And I thought I would go through them and give you my thoughts as the resident expert in British accents in Drag Race. Okay, so the first queen we have is Yara Sofia from her original season. So it's Yara Sofia and she's going to do Amy Winehouse.
I think when I wrote Back to Black, I was left in a situation where I wasn't working, and when I split up with this fellow, I had to go. I didn't have anything to go back to.
So let's have a look at what Yara's British accent is.
Amy Winehouse.
You're from Puerto Rico.
Yes.
She's from England.
England.
How are you gonna do
RuPaul seems very curious.
Well, I be watching Harry Potter. So
Harry
probably
Potter?
Harry Potter, yeah.
But I just sort of had to pause this because I just love that she was saying Hattie Potter. I think she was trying to say Harry Potter, but she was saying Hattie Potter. So already I'm in love with this. I think we should change the name to Hattie Potter. I think that's a way better name anyway. So let's carry on.
Can I have some water? How does it sound?
Can I have some water? RuPaul's loving it as well. I love it too. One thing I actually just want to bring up is it's actually kind of funny. So Yara is obviously, her first language is Spanish, and Spanish has a lot more like a h sound to it. And actually, I think inadvertently, she's actually, because we do have an accent in England, or there's several, but one of the ones in particular is the accent from Liverpool, which is otherwise known as Scouse, or the Liverpudlian. Not what she's going for with Amy Winehouse, who's from London, but I can kind of see, I can get into it. An accidental Liverpudlian accent.
Hey, Amy.
Hi, how
She
are
looks
you?
great.
I think this is your first game show in America. Have you done game shows in England?
Yes, yeah, gevierd once.
So again, the ha is really coming out. I think if she had chosen a Liverpudlian, someone from Liverpool, I think she could have nailed this accent, because it's not Amy Winehouse, okay? So I do have to take a few points. Sorry, Yara. I have to take a few points off because it's obviously not Amy Winehouse. But I mean, Yara is just so naturally funny and charismatic that I actually don't really care, to be honest. So let's just see what else she can do.
Is a
Lubricant remover.
lubricant remover.
That's a great answer.
It is a great answer.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Aisha,
Lubricant remover. That's great. I'm going to start calling it that from now on. That's a great way of saying it. Again, you can hear the ch. So I actually think this is not bad, given that it's not her first language and it's not an accent she's probably that familiar with. I think it's not really a British accent, but it's her interpretation of a British accent. And who's to say what's real and what isn't? This is Yara's world and we're all just living in it, frankly. So that was Yara Sofia. I love Yara so much, so I can't be too harsh. So I'm actually gonna give her a C. I'm gonna give her a C, as in, you know, from A to whatever. I'm gonna give her a C because I think it was a solid performance for someone that doesn't speak the language natively. I'm actually gonna give her that because it was very entertaining, but not particularly accurate. Sorry, Yara. Okay, so next we have Madame LaQueer from season 4. So let's see what Madame LaQueer can do.
oh,
Are you doing an accent?
Yes, a British accent.
It's a little distracting.
I think it's funny that Milan is like, it's a great accent when someone asks you if you're doing an accent. That's always off to a great start. I also think it's hysterical that Madame LaQueer is like her Britishness so far. She's only said about one word, but I just hope she keeps going. Because that's obviously what all British people do. You know, we all just go.
I asked the young man next to me for his napkin to wipe my friend's sticky beaver.
Okay. I will say in her defense, again, Madame LaQueer she's not first language English. She's from Puerto Rico as well, I believe. So English is not her first language, same as Yara. But I actually would say if she did that accent and she didn't tell me which accent it was, I would guess that it was British. I wouldn't tell you where in Britain, but I think that's actually not bad. So let's see what else she can do.
So mortifying. I accidentally spilled a Virgin Mary on Rose, so I asked her.
Cut.
I actually think she's not doing that badly. Like, there's some words that she's not like she's not saying the word accidentally correctly. I think she's doing a pretty good job here. I can tell what she's trying to do. So far, at least better than Yara in the sense that I can at least say what continent she's from or something. I think she's actually not doing too badly.
So I asked the young man next to me for a napkin so I can wipe my friend's hairy beaver. Wait. Are we talking about beavers or...
So she can wipe the young man's hairy beaver. What more can I say? That's actually not... I will say she's not doing bad. For someone that's not a first language English speaker, this is actually not bad, okay? So I will say Madame LaQueer is actually kind of doing well. I also love that she's somehow managing to say the word ew, which isn't even an actual word, really. But she is kind of if you heard that, you would think that's a British person saying ew. It's not like ew, like American. So that was Madame LaQueer. I will say, I actually think she did not bad. That was not bad. For someone that doesn't speak English as a first language, that is not bad. I'm going to have to... It was a very short... We didn't really get to see that much, but I will say in general, it sounded... It wasn't obviously particularly accurate. People don't really sound like that. Maybe people from Downton Abbey sound like that. I will say I at least knew what she was trying to go for. So I'm gonna give her a B. I'm gonna give her a B. I think that's actually not bad. So Madame LaQueer, you get a B. So now we're on to BenDeLaCreme from season 6. And again, we've got a Snatch Game character. And she's doing Maggie Smith, who, famous actress, she was in Harry Potter, Downton Abbey.
I'm so looking forward to seeing your mother again. When I'm with her, I'm reminded of the virtues of the English.
But isn't she American?
Exactly.
So let's see what BenDeLaCreme can do with that.
Now, you do an English accent?
You know, I don't know how to do one if I'm honest.
So she says Ben said she doesn't have to do an English accent, which, if you've chosen an English character, I would have thought you would have practiced it. So I'm not sure if I believe that Ben really does. I don't know if she was saying this just to try and sort of come across or not to set any expectations, because as we'll see, we'll get to it, but we'll see her performance. But that sounds to me a little bit not true.
Dame Maggie Smith is with us. How are you, my dear?
Well, past a certain age, one just feels fortunate to see the sunrise another day.
Yeah.
One just is fortunate to see the sunrise another day. I will say that she is actually not, for someone who apparently couldn't do an English accent, this is actually not bad.
Maggie Smith.
Well, now let's just keep it Mr. Charles and Dame Smith.
Mr. Charles and Dame Smith.
I hear the term Twitter, and I assume that it's some sort of a songbird.
Very close.
Not a songbird. Okay, for someone who did not practice or does not know how to do an English accent, I'm calling shade, because she's definitely practiced this. This sounds pretty good. Out of all of them so far, this is definitely the most convincing from Ben. So, doing a good job so far, Ben.
Yes.
Well, can you get people that speak normal English next time for the show?
Excuse me, we originated the language.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we originated the language. Literally any time someone in the comments or whatever tries to tell me how to pronounce a word or says that I'm pronouncing it wrong in my own language, people always comment, excuse me, I originated the language.
Libation flavored with citrus. Can you imagine such a thing?
Can you imagine such a thing? I mean, the amount of times I say that per day.
I can't imagine such a thing.
Yes.
She's kind of nailing this. This is the best so far. So, Ben, you did a great job. I'm going to give you... an A is really bit high, though, isn't it? I think I didn't do these rankings at all well. She definitely did better than everyone else so far. So I'm going to have to give her an A-, which is still very good. But I think I'm going to have to give her an A- because there were a couple of inconsistencies in the accent. And obviously it was very generic and everything, but it fit the character. But so she did an amazing job. I will say, Ben, if you're watching, you're probably not, you did an amazing job. So gold star from a British guy. So now we're on to season 7 and we've got Ginger Minj doing Adele.
The thing is, I was in her dressing room and I was like, there was only a little curtain separating us while she was having her makeup done, and I started like going, I don't think I can do this, I don't think I can do this, and she would have heard it all, and then she popped out.
And so now you can kind of get a sort of an idea of the accent. So Adele's got a very strong London accent. The other way you can describe it is the word Cockney, which is the accent from London. So let's see what Ginger Minj can do as Adele.
Music superstar Adele is here. Hey, girl.
Could I buy a vowel?
What is that, darling?
Can I buy a vowel? I would say right off the bat, that's really good. Like she's nailing this because she said vowel, and that's actually pretty good because vowel is the way she's saying it, vowel. Like it's very like pointed. That's actually quite a good London accent. So I would say so far she's doing a really good job. Let's see what else she can do.
No. This is the wrong show.
Okay.
Where in England are you from, Adele?
My house.
All right.
That is one of the best responses I've ever heard. Where are you from? My house. I'm going to say that when people ask me where I'm from. I'm just going to say my house.
The Tin Man.
Well, if it was me, I would say she rips out his heart and then sings a whole album about it and gets really popular. But
I would say he rips out his heart and brings a really good popular song. I will say she's actually doing really well. Like this is a very specific accent to do. She's obviously really hamming it up and doing it sort of extra, but is this not Drag Race?
and gets really popular, but
yeah,
it's not me.
No.
So I said she polishes his chrome.
It's a good answer.
Polishes his chrome. I was okay. She's nailing this. This may even be the best yet because she's not only doing a generic accent, she's doing a specific regional accent in a country that perhaps she's never been to. I don't know, but I doubt she is that familiar with this accent. So I'm saying she's actually doing pretty good.
It's a good answer, but not a match, darling.
Well, could I get a match, please? It's a fake cigarette.
Could I get a match, please? It's a fake cigarette.
No sugar. All right, push it, Ross. He says, Ellen is so hilarious, even her blank makes her laugh.
Sad, sad tears of a clown.
Bad, sad tears of a clown. She's doing really well. Like the word clown, like she's really getting clown. Like she's really sort of getting those final sounds out, which is actually very characteristic of the British accents.
Did I sing it?
No, you did not sing it. It's a smoky...
So it's not a good song. Probably still won an award for it anyway.
Ginger Minj did a great job. This is such a good performance. I will have to say she's probably the best so far, just simply because she's nailing a regional accent that I'm sure she's probably not that familiar with. And she's really hitting all of the T's, the P, like really hitting those sounds that mark it out as being a British accent. So I will say Ginger Minj, I'm going to have to give her... what do I give everyone? And I think I'm gonna have to give her an A. I'm gonna have to give her an A because this was great. Like it was, Maggie Smith was also great with BenDeLaCreme, but I would say this is another level. She's really hitting this, so I'm gonna have to give her an A. Great job, Ginger Minj. And finally, in this video, we have Mo Hart, or Monique Hart as she was known back then, from season 10. And this was a mini challenge where I think the contestants had to talk to a chocolate bar, a RuPaul chocolate bar, and sort of seduce the chocolate bar or just do whatever RuPaul was saying. So we're going to hear Mo Hart's version of a British accent.
Top of the morning to you. Do you want something delicious?
Okay, so top of the morning to you is obviously an Irish accent, even though no one actually says that. Like, that's not a thing. I'm sure Irish people, let me know in the comments. That's not a thing. Irish people really don't actually say that. But anyway, I think it's funny that Mo is saying top of the morning to you, but in an English accent, a very good English accent, I will say, but it's the wrong country.
You want something delicious? That was succulent, decadent, hot and vivacious? Well, you should totally have RuPaul's chocolate bar.
Vivacious. She is really nailing. This is actually really good. I think she's nailing this maybe the best. It's very short. There's not much to go on in this clip, but she's nailing it. She's doing a really good accent. So let's see. I think there's a little bit more.
Tell the chocolate bar what you think of it.
Oh, you decadent chocolate bar, you. Succulent.
Oh, you succulent chocolate bar, you. That was great. Mo actually did a really good job. It was very short. It's very difficult to really give a proper comparison, but I will say Mo actually really nailed that. Like, that was good. That was legitimately good. Obviously there was a little bit of exaggeration there. I mean, again, were they not drag queens, you know? But that was a seriously good accent. I think I'm gonna have to give her an A+. Oh my God. That was honestly really good. Mo, if you're ever watching, I know you won't be, but who knows? That was seriously good. I really do think that sounded like legitimately you've been practicing that. Maybe she has. Great job, Mo. That was really good. So there you go. There has been my video ranking British accents from Drag Race Queens. Thank you so much to everyone for watching, and please make sure you like, comment and subscribe as it really helps this channel. Let me know in the comments what you thought of this video and if you'd like me to do any more. And so I guess the final words will be in this video, we originated the language.
Oh, okay.
Thank you so much, everyone. See you in the next one. Bye. If you'd like to get access to my videos before they go on YouTube, as well as shoutouts in my videos, priority when submitting interview questions, and also access to my archived videos, you can join my Patreon for just a few dollars a month to unlock these incredible benefits. I'll put a link in the description. And I'd just like to say thank you so much to all of my incredible Patreon members. Your support is really amazing and it really does make such a huge difference to my channel, so thank you all so much. Please make sure you like, comment and share this video as it really helps support my channel. And of course, please make sure you hit the subscribe button to stay up to date about new uploads. Thanks for watching, and I hope you'll join me again in future videos. Thank you, bye!